Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Bree, and today I'm taking a detour from my usual type of video, I guess. Not so much though, because there will be personal memories and experiences cataloged in this, but I'm talking about something that is not a type of topic I've handled too much in the past, which is to say truck stops. So, what the hell are truck stops? Well, the long and short of it is basically it's an oversized gas station dispensary business retailer that caters to big trucks, specifically 18-wheelers or semi-trucks. So, truck stops, I grew up in, rural Kansas. My mom worked at a truck stop for a lot of years. They were a big part of my life, even before my mom got the job there. A lot of my uncles and grandpas and relatives, I will say, were truck drivers. So I spent a lot of time in truck stops over the years. So, truck stops, more or less come in three distinct flavors. You have your basic truck stop, which is just an oversized gas station that also has diesel accommodations for the big rigs. They got diesel pumps out there, and they've got clearance for them to pull up and get gas. Once you get inside the gas station, it's basically, for all intents and purposes, indistinguishable from any other gas station or convenience store. It's just a gas station. Nothing spectacular or special. It's just, if you're driving a big rig, you can get gas here. I would say these are fairly common in rural areas, but they might exist in, more like, I would say, suburban areas, but probably not as common. The second type of truck stop you have is what most people think of when they think of truck stop. It is a retailer that is tailor-made to cater to truck drivers. So, the convenience store is very, on the surface, similar to every other convenience store, 7-Eleven, Circle K, etc. But with also additional aisles and shelf space devoted to stuff that caters to the truck driver. So they sell DVDs and DVD players, portable DVD players for truck drivers who want to sit in their truck and watch a movie on their off time. They sell things like, toiletries and such, more than just the, the miniature toothpaste that you can get at your local 7-Eleven. And they sell, like, I don't know, like mats and beads, to put on the back of the seat and, fuzzy dice and set. They basically just sell stuff that is going to make being a truck driver as a profession a little more enjoyable. Truck stops also, this second form of truck stop, also tend to have a showering facility. Some of them have like a video arcade, although that's less common today than it was in the past. They may or may not have laundry facilities. They may or may not have shower facilities. They may or may not have like a movie theater for truckers to pull in and watch a movie while they're filling up and, resting for the night before they hit the road tomorrow. And regardless of additional auxiliary, whatever word I'm looking for, accommodations they may or may not have, they're most likely going to have some form of eatery, usually a restaurant of some type, a local restaurant built into the truck stop, or a chain of restaurants that is at all their truck stops, for example, or maybe it's just, a Subway kiosk or a Domino's or McDonald's or whatever, but they're going to have some place for the trucker to get food, more than just, junk food and jerky. which they're also going to sell junk food and jerky. Of course they are. And then the third type of truck stop you have is the travel center. The travel center, this is like your Buc-ee's. The travel center is basically a full-on goddamn Walmart on the side of the highway that just so happens to cater to truckers as well as, passenger car passerbys, drivers, Now, obviously, truck stops and gas stations of the first two kind that I've described can also accommodate passenger cars and your general vehicles as well, cars, trucks, vans, etc. But they also can accommodate the big trucks. Your travel center, which is going to basically have even more accommodations than your normal truck stop. Your travel center is going to have a full retail outlet on the inside. It's going to sell more than just trucker-themed t-shirts on a rack. It's going to have a full clothing department store inside the travel center. So it's going to sell clothes and, travel mugs and, things like that. But it's also going to sell, just all kinds of, books and, magazines and household stuff, portable coffee makers, I guess. Just random stuff. And a much bigger assortment of foods and snacks. And a lot more accommodations. Things like showers and movie theaters and, the like. They'll accommodate more travelers, if you will. Truck stops are not usually featured heavily in cinema, at least in terms of plot. More or less, they're usually depicted as a set piece. It's a location where something's going to happen. If it's a road trip type movie or a movie that, for whatever reason, necessitates the characters to be at a truck stop. For example, Rat Race or Dumb and Dumber or, From Dusk Till Dawn, if you will. Movies like that, etc. But they can be depicted in film, most notably, most infamously, Stephen King's directorial debut, which was also the first and last film he directed, Maximum Overdrive, based on the short story Trucks. Go watch it if you haven't. And if you have, watch it again and just don't be as harsh on it this time around. Come on, it's a good movie. You'll enjoy it. It's not as bad as people say it is. It's a fun movie. Anyways, yeah. So, yeah, truck stops are a big part of, I definitely would say American culture, American travel culture, or Americana, if you will. I've talked a little bit about them in my road trip video, obviously. Now, the truck stop where my mom worked at, I would classify as the middle tier. It's not a full-on Buc-ee's. It's not like as big as a Walmart. But it was bigger than a 7-Eleven. And it had a full-on restaurant and other things, other accommodations. It had a movie theater. It had a video arcade, etc. In terms of layout, the truck stop versus the travel center, the truck stop tends to have the gas pumps up front for the automobiles, and then rows of diesel pumps off to the side or in the back, usually for the pickup, or for the, not pickup trucks, but for the big rigs, for the semi-trucks. The travel center, on the other hand, tends to have more gas pumps of both kind, and more rows of them. And it also tends to be designed in a way that it has a distinct traffic flow. You go in this way, you get your gas, you go in, you shop, and then you go out this way. Whereas the truck stop pretty much usually only has like one or two entrances, just like a normal gas station, like I said. You can go in or out whichever way is necessary for the flow of traffic, but they're not like directing you one way, like they are at a travel center, necessarily. That's it. That's all I got to say. Truck stops are cool. And if you see a trucker, if you're at a truck stop and you're sitting at the diner and you see a trucker, buy him a sandwich. Or her. Or them. Help them out. Because literally, they're the backbone of this fucking country. So, pat them on the back. Buy them a Coke or something. Just do something nice.